In example 4, we're going to write and use a linear model. The problem says you start growing geraniums from seed and plan to sell potted plants for Mother's Day. It costs you $1.75 to pot and grow each plant. If you sell each plant for $3.25, how many plants will you need to sell if you want to make a profit of at least $150? Write your answer as a complete sentence. So letter A says, what is the variable and what does it represent? So just like before, we're going to find that variable and what it represents in the question part of the problem. Here it's saying how many plants will you need to sell? Well, when we write down the variable, we want it as a statement and not a question. So we've got to change how many plants into a statement. So we're looking for the number of plants. So I'm going to use the variable P. And let's let P equal the number of plants. Now in letter B, we have to set up an inequality. So it says you start growing geraniums from seed. Then it costs you $1.75 to pot and grow each plant. And you sell each plant for $3.25. So if you think about it, if it costs us $1.75, that's a negative amount of money that's coming out of our pocket. And then when we sell the plants, we're making $3.25. So we could set our inequality up, the first part, as $3.25 times P. That's a positive amount of money that we're getting, $3.25 for every plant that we do. However, then we have to take out how much it costs. So then we have to subtract out the $1.75 for every plant that we have. And we want to make a profit of at least $150, which means we want to make a profit of $150 or more. So that means we need to use a greater than or equal to sign, and that's greater than or equal to 150. In part C, we want to solve the inequality, so let's rewrite it. We've got $3.25 times P minus $1.75 times P greater than or equal to 150. If you notice, both of these have a P in it, so we can combine like terms. 3.25 minus 1.75 will give us 1.5. P greater than or equal to 150. And then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and solve for P. To do that, since it's being multiplied by 1.5, we can divide both sides by 1.5. So we divide on the left by 1.5 and divide on the right by 1.5. And this gives us P is greater than or equal to 100. So in letter D, when we want to give the correct answer, we want to make sure we write it as a complete sentence. So we can say, you would need to sell 100 plants. Next, I would like you to do the try this. So if you glance down here, there's another problem for you to do. I want you to try to do it on your own, and then raise your hand if you need any help. Go ahead and pause it and check your answer when you're done. If you did the try this correctly, for letter A, you should have some variable. Again, it doesn't matter. You did not have to pick W. I chose W to equal the number of writers. You could have chosen any letter you want, but your explanation should say number of writers. The inequality that you should have is 1,200 plus 130W is less than or equal to 2,370. When you solve that equation or that inequality, you should have gotten W is less than or equal to 9. And then in part D, your answer should say you can afford to hire 9 writers or less. If you have questions about any part, A, B, C, or D, please raise your hand so I can come around and help you.